Hello everyone, welcome to today's first look. Now before we go any further, who did it? Come on. Who did these photos of Meg bald? I mean, look. They're funny, I'm sorry. I find these things very funny. And I do find these photos very funny. So regardless of whether you like them or not, have a laugh because they're funny. And, you know, well done to whoever did them because you actually did it. You did a very good job. Let's move on to the matter in hand. And that, of course, is the fallout from last night's dramatic recoupling, which really was quite dramatic when you think about it. But I've actually been thinking about it quite a lot since it happened. Because Harrison and Toni, you guys are moving mean. Following Toni's decision to unexpectedly recouple with Harrison after his confession on the terrace, all islanders are understandably shocked, with Lauren and Cash upset and hurt by the revelation. Reflecting on the moment, Harrison tells Toni, "I feel like my head wanted one thing and my heart wanted another, but unfortunately the heart gets what it wants." Trying to make things right, Harrison and Toni both go to apologise to Cash and Lauren. Lauren says to Harrison, "I've wasted my whole time getting to know you, for no reason. To do what you've done to me tonight is so disrespectful." She adds, "I feel like everything has been a lie." Meanwhile, Cash tells Toni, "This was one of the most embarrassing things I've been through in my entire life. You knew what decision you wanted to make. You were just waiting for the go-ahead from someone else. I can't respect that. Good luck with your endeavours," he concludes, and walks away. Still reeling from the shocked decision, Cash confides in Ty on the terrace. Showing he's in touch with his emotions, he begins to cry as Ty comforts him. Cash admits, "I can't believe I'm crying. I haven't cried in years." In a tender moment, Ty says, "This is real though, it's you. It's better to let stuff like this out than bottle it up. It doesn't make you any less of a man. In fact, more of a man." Okay, so yes, I suppose what Ty is saying there is at least partially true. I do feel for Cash. Last night he was standing alone at the end of that recoupling, and he didn't deserve that when you think about how well-mannered, polite and respectful he's been towards Toni and all her nonsense with Harrison. So I get why he might be upset. I think also the tears are probably to do with the fact that Love Island is a very pressured environment. It's not just the fact that you're with these people and you have to make decisions quickly. It's the pressure to make those decisions and also knowing in the back of your mind that potentially millions of people are watching you make those decisions and judging you as a person based on the decisions you make. So I can understand why he'd feel that pressure. Lauren, I also feel for. I mean, really, Lauren gave Harrison way too much. She actually had sex with the guy. I think she's going to really regret that now. And I think Toni and Harrison have kind of dug themselves into a bit of a huge cesspit right now. I'm not sure how they're going to get out of this. I do know, though, that a week is a long time in the Love Island villa. And if they now solidify as a couple, they do have the potential to kind of become a bit more of a golden couple because people's memories are short and, you know, the viewing public don't necessarily remember every single thing and who knows what will happen to them. Or this could go completely the other way and they'll be the next couple booted off the island because people really hate the way they've behaved. So it's all up in the air. I do think what they've done is pretty low. And I think Toni has been rather erratic. And I would say I was questioning why she was so keen to get with Harrison when she clearly knows what the guy is like. Harrison, I think, is just being an idiot. I mean, to kind of romance Lauren like that and to go as far as to sleep with her more than once and then basically say, "Nah, done with you," is a terrible way to treat anyone. And I'm kind of embarrassed about it, to be quite frank. Now, something we've forgotten, well, you probably haven't, maybe I have, is that Toni doesn't know they had sex. From what I could gather in last night's episode, Toni thinks maybe they did a few sexual favours to each other, but I'm not sure she's aware they went the whole hog. And I'm wondering, when she does find that out, whether she's going to explode and just not want to be near Harrison at all, which wouldn't surprise me. So we'll wait and see, but that could be some very explosive drama coming down the line. As one of the only couples secure in the villa, Yasmin and Jaime are treated to their first date. The next day, an exciting text arrives for Jaime, which reads, "Jaime, it's time for you and Yasmin to head out on your first date together. Please get ready to leave the villa." The loved-up pair head to the beach and discover they'll be going paddleboarding in the sparkling Mediterranean Sea. You know why it's sparkling, guys? Because it's actually completely filled with San Pellegrino mineral water. This is true. Yasmin demonstrates her expertise and impeccable posture as she stands up straight on her board. "I feel like I'm on the Titanic." She says, "I'm so good at this, it's a joke." Jaime notes, "I think the posture is coming in clutch." Back on dry land, the pair chat about their growing connection and spill the tea on their family ties. "Who would you say tops the ranks?" Jaime asks. "Yeah, most iconic," Yasmin replies. While the date is drawing to an end, Jaime tells Yasmin, "I thought you were going to be really fiery 24/7, but I've really enjoyed getting to know the calm side of you. It's not always a storm. I feel like there's a hard, diamond-encrusted shell, but it's cotton wool inside." Back in the villa, Boris confesses to Billy Kiss how he's really feeling about their dwindling connection. "We don't have the same sparkle as it was before. Maybe we shouldn't try exploring new connections." Billy Kiss replies, "I feel like your energy shifted and the spark was slowly dissolving, but I feel like it was because of you." With that chapter closed, Boris sets his sight on Emma and invites her to a secret chat in the hideaway. And whilst on the swing, the two get to know one another better and then head to the hot tub where things get steamy. The two get closer with Emma sitting on Boris's lap while they share their first kiss. With things heating up between the pair, could this be the start of something spicy? Well, Jaime and Yasmin going on a date is good. I think Jaime and Yasmin have the potential to be a, winning couple. I think they might kind of undertake everyone and kind of somehow make it to the final, is what I'm thinking, because Yasmin has softened over the last few weeks. Jaime seems like a really nice guy. And, nice people together in a couple is pleasant to watch. Everyone should take note of that. So I'm thinking these guys could potentially pull ahead here. Nice to see a date. If you notice, we've seen very few dates and very few challenges this time around. Now, Billy Kiss and Boris was clearly falling apart in last night's episode. I think he's lost interest. I don't think Billy Kiss can entirely blame him because it does take two to tango. But yeah, he seems to have completely lost interest. And now he's moved on to Emma, and it looks like he's moved on to Emma pretty quick. I'm not sure how Billy Kiss will feel about that. And once again, I'm concerned that Billy Kiss will be isolated and potentially vulnerable. However, Cash might go for Billy Kiss. You never know. Ty could go for Billy Kiss. You never know. Again, they recoupled last night, but some of them had to recouple out of convenience, not romantic feelings. So we'll wait and see for that. I'd be stunned if Billy Kiss can't find a suitor. I mean, I don't get it sometimes. I look at the girls in the villa and I say, why is this woman single? What's wrong with these men? Well, there's plenty wrong with the men this season. Anyway, never mind. Okay, guys, now we also have a game. A game coming back to the villa tonight. And that game is Couple of Sorts. Now, it might not be tonight, by the way, just to say. It might not be tonight. Couple of Sorts. And they are questions that we have to vote for. And then I think they will have to guess who they think won the prize. The questions are going to be: which couple is the hottest, has the least sexual chemistry, is playing the biggest game, are most likely to cheat on each other, is the most one-sided, do you think is coasting, believes they are untouchable, lacks emotional depth. Well, that could be all of them. Gives the biggest ick, need to call it quits already, are the most vain, rely too much on physical attraction, will be the first to break up on the outside. So I think we had this game last year, didn't we? Because I remember it causing a bit of friction between Joey Essex and someone else. Can't remember now. But anyway, could be a good game. Good questions there. I think that will cause a nice bit of stormy weather in the Love Island villa. But for now, that's what we've got for our first look today, guys. Hope you're excited. It's dramatic at the moment. It's interesting. Are you interested? I'm interested. I think seeing Harrison and Toni make these mad decisions is really going to perhaps set the tone now for the next few episodes. And I am wondering what the final of this season is going to be like, because we have so few established, safe, reliable couples. But there we go. It is what it is. Anyway, guys, thanks as always for watching. Hope you found this informative. Write your questions and comments below. And let's get back to our Wednesday duties. Goodbye.